you are a contractor and you are not showing up on Google in the first spot or in the top 3 spots, you are losing all the deals to your competitors. Why? Because they simply can't find you. If you don't show up in the search results organically, then you're losing all the deals to your competition just because they're findable and you're not. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get your website ranking even if you have 0 tech skills. Most contractors and builders don't have crazy amount of tech skills. Your competitors are stealing your leads if they're showing up and you're not. Doesn't mean they're better than you. It just means they're showing up and you're not. So if you do great work, you need to show up. So let's get right into this. If you're a contractor and you're not showing up on Google, you're losing tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars not showing up. Because the people who show up in the first spot for a search with intent, they're going to go to their website, they're going to go to their look around, and who are they going to call? They're going to call or submit the form from the company in the first few search results. I've been doing marketing for the last 5 years, and people make SEO way more complicated than it needs to be. Search engine optimization, quote unquote, SEO is just you ranking higher, optimizing the search engines to make your page more relevant to show up in the search terms. If somebody puts in Google home builder near me or contractor near me, we want to show up for that search word, right? Because people who search that probably want to do business. In this video, I'm going to go through a simple process that we use to help construction companies rank #1 on Google. And it's really simple. You just have to have a strategy. So I'm going to use SEMrush step by step just to show you what the competitive nature of different search terms look like. So let's get right into this video. Why does SEO even matter? 93% of business decisions start with a Google search because people want to do their due diligence before making a decision. And if you're not in the top 3 search results on Google, you may as well be literally invisible, because if you're not in the top 3, people don't go that far down. They know that the most credible businesses are showing up for the search results. SEO is the most cost-effective long-term strategy you could do with your marketing. Because if you're showing up organically and your website has a lot of credibility, it's got a lot of backlinks, it's got a lot of exposure, and you're showing up for a lot of keywords in your local area, you don't have to spend any more money, but you are going to continue to get leads, where as soon as you cut off Facebook ads or Google ads, the leads are going to stop as soon as you stop giving those platforms money. All right, so let me show you exactly how we get them. Let's go right into SEMrush. So we are using SEMrush. So here we can get a lot of data on the competitive nature of the keywords, the volume of the searches of that keyword. So the first thing that we're going to do here, I'll start a new search. Let me go keyword magic tool. Let's just say somebody lives in Chicago, home builder in Chicago. Boom, building a home in Chicago, 16, easy. You'll need quality content. So you could make a page that says building a home in Chicago. So let's just say it's like homebuildingcompany.com/building a home in Chicago. And if the title tag says home building in Chicago, the URL says home building in Chicago, and then the title tag says it, and you also have home building Chicago in the meta description, that will then push. That'll give you a lot of credibility there already. And then you just have to make sure that home building in Chicago, that the actual content on the page has H1 tags, H2 tags, and you got that all dialed in. Then you actually want the content to be very relevant to what you're doing. You want that content to be relevant to home building, like building a home in Chicago. So the more relevant that content is and actually answers a lot of the questions that somebody who's searching would have, then you have the best shot of ranking for home building in Chicago. And because it's pretty simple to rank for, 16 and 17, you may just need some great backlinks to make sure that you have enough authority, but then you should have no problem ranking for that. But so let's just go to keyword strategy builder. So home builder in Chicago, custom homes Chicago. Let's just give it a few. Custom homes Chicago. And then we're gonna do builders. So we're gonna create a list. We're gonna hit create a list. And boom, it's gonna search for some nice seed keywords, and it'll give us a lot of information on, hey, how can we rank for what keywords should we also target? While we get that data, I'm also going to pull open the keyword magic tool. Here, let's just go Chicago home builders. Now let's give you an example of what we find here. Chicago home builders. These are higher in competitive nature, so it's possible, but you're going to need really relevant content. You're going to need a really nice structure to rank for that, and you're going to need to make sure that you have a good reputation on your website and backlinks that are relevant with high authority. So the first thing that I would do if I was a home builder in Chicago is I would use a platform like SEMrush, or a company that you work with should have this data. But here you can see this is the keyword difficulty. And so what I would do is I would start with the lowest ones first. Obviously in this situation here, it's obviously, see some of these really, the most common keywords like Chicago home builders, of course that's going to be more competitive. But one thing that's really convenient is Chicago area home builders, 20 searches a year. There's hardly any information on these. So one thing that I like to do for home builders right at the start is go for the low hanging fruit and target everything with search volume, right? Chicago Home Builders Association, maybe that's not as relevant, but some of these different Chicago luxury home builders, see this, 20 searches and there's no data. You want to show up for all of that. And then here, let me go to the keyword right here. So now Chicago builders. And so here's easy to start. Like I said, these are the ones that you'd want to go for. But you can see here, home construction, Naperville, 24. And then it gives you a whole plan. Look at all the keywords we'd want to show up for. New homes for sale. You make sure that all the keywords you're ranking for are relevant, but you can also give just great information, like new home near me. Look at the competitive nature. It's going to be really hard, but new construction homes, 42. New construction Chicago, 32, 12 keywords. So then if we break that down, we could literally make a blog about all this or make different landing pages. Chicago, Illinois, new construction. So 170 searches a year. So you can see here the volume, the average number of monthly searches for a given period over a 12-month period. But see, new construction, downtown Chicago. This is incredibly easy to rank for. You could literally make a blog that says new construction in downtown Chicago. And then if you had your website, it was like homebuilder.com/new construction downtown Chicago, and you made the most relevant page, it's really easy to rank for some of these. You want to obviously make sure you go through and rank for the keywords that are the most relevant, but home builder in Chicago. So this cost to build a house in Chicago. The average KD is 10, super low, but total volume's 210 searches. So building a house in Chicago, how much does it cost to build a house in Chicago? And cost to build a house in Chicago. So you got these three keywords. So what you can do is you can make a blog for each one of them. And then the chances that you rank for this keyword is super high. As long as that you have, your website has enough authority. It's not like a brand new website. It always helps if your website has backlinks, you have a well-structured website already, and you're already well represented in your community and people are linking to you. If that's true, then you'll have no problem ranking for this. New construction townhome. You see, look at all the stuff that's in here. New home construction Naperville, 24. But then it gives you all the keywords that will add up to helping you rank for this. And then once you have this information and you know which keywords you want to rank for, I would highly recommend, I'm going to go to a website, which is actually my own personal website. I'm just going to show you the on page of SEO. If you have a WordPress website, this will be really relevant. If you have another platform, you might just want to look at a video for that specific platform for the on page. The on page side of your SEO, you want to focus on one keyword per page. You want to put the keyword in the title, the H1, the meta description, the first paragraph, the URL, and alt text. Make sure that you have a well-structured website. Can't make that clear enough. If you have a terrible website, you gotta fix that first. So I was gonna show you on-page. This is just quick on-page SEO. But you wanna make sure that if you're using WordPress, you have all-in-one SEO, Yoast, or Rank Math. That'll give you really good results. But then you just wanna make sure that the title, the description, and then you can see the title, you wanna make sure that's edited to have your keywords. Make sure that's 100%. Obviously, these are scores and headline scores, but don't worry as much about that as the actual keyword you're trying to rank for, and making sure that that title and description actually looks good as well. So just make sure you have that dialed. Now I'm going to do home builders in Chicago. This is something that a lot of people are overlooking, but this is the local SEO and your Google Maps listing. You can see that in Chicago, to really take over the market is actually not that hard on the organic side of things. You can see there's a few people who are doing paid ads. They're running sponsored ads, which you're showing up ahead, which is cool. You can also set that up for yourself or hire a company like us. But then you can see ID Home Builders, 47 reviews, Icon Building Group, 147, 46, 7, 34, 62. So if you get like 50, I'm going to start ranking pretty well on the organic side. And then you just want to make sure that the actual profile itself is dialed in. Like you can see here, they have a nice website. The website literally says Chicago in it. That's really great. They have the services that they want to rank for. They have pretty much everything that Google is asking, right? They have a description. They have the website results coming from their website, and you can see they have posts on here. So one of the most reputable companies in the eyes of Google, and that's why Google is showing that website. So to rank higher, one thing I can guarantee will give you a really good reputation online is if you just ask all your customers for reviews. I know a lot of people don't like bugging for the Google review, but if you're showing #1 on the local organic map, that'll give you more credible, great like traffic that's ready to convert more than anything else, because people like to deal within local. And so if you can show up locally on the map and then show up organically with a search result also using SEMrush like I showed you here, then you will generate some of the greatest results, and it doesn't take very long. SEO is a long-term game because you have to work hard to rank for those keywords, but as long as nobody else has their eyes on the same keywords that you do, and nobody with more authority comes in and cut that spot, then that is the greatest strategy ever. And it's a strategy that you can invest a lot of money into, rank all across the board, and then stop spending money if you wanted to, because you would still rank. But then people who are continuously doing SEO and working on their search engine results, they might beat you over time. The next thing is building backlinks. And so this is one of the biggest things about building your reputation on Google. Backlinks for sale. I'm going to show you this. So backlinks is one of those things where you can reach out organically, and you can get backlinks from your associations, from your vendors, from your suppliers. Just get links, like say you're attached to the Chamber of Commerce and they make a page about you and your business. Get them to link that to your website. And if the Chamber of Commerce has a really good credibility score, they're reputable, then that'll give you a great reputation also. And so building backlinks for your website, you want to make sure that they're relevant and that they have a good quality score. You don't just want a bunch of low quality links linking to your site. So if I hit buy backlinks, so basic, you can see it's a link here. Let's see. I don't think that's the best one. I've never used that one. I always use RhinoRank and SEMrush. But here you can see curated links. So starting from $55, but you can see could be a story about your company with a link pointing towards you. And that would be great for your reputation, or a news article or something like that. But it has to be relevant, and the link that's pointing to you needs to have a good reputation. So to wrap up this call, we just went over the search words and their competitive nature. You need to rank there. We went over, you need to rank on Google Maps, get more Google reviews, make sure you have a good description with some solid keywords, make sure you're doing posting on your Google business. And from there, just continue to blog. It's not something that's mundane or not important. You want to make sure that you have relevant information for people who are searching on Google. You want to make sure you're showing up locally, and specifically for home builders. Most home builders aren't doing SEO. And so if you do SEO on a consistent basis and you find yourself ranking #1 on Google across the board, you will end up with all the phone calls, and you won't even have to spend on paid ads if you don't want to, but you'll still continue to get the traffic. So I appreciate you for watching this video. Hopefully that explains some of the basics and the fundamentals. So like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.